Hi, my name is Anthony Gooch, and this is Roman numerals and Indo-Arabic decimal systems. Some of you guys may recognize Roman numerals from some famous things like the Super Bowl, or maybe even from movies and television shows. You have the Grand Central Station. And others, you may have some people's favorite movies. Alright, well, sorry. Every time you hear that song, you gotta kind of be a boxer, even if you can't box to save your life. But the only boxes I'm really worried about are the Roman numerals. So as you see here, we have our regular digits, okay? So if you notice, we have our Roman, which is the I, V, X, L, C, D, and M. Well, what are those, you may ask? I represents our 1, V for 5, X 10, L 50, C 100, D 500, M 1000. Okay, so some of you guys are like, that's cool. We learned that. But hey, there's a little bit more you got to know about that. Allow me to grab my notes. Ah yes, the everlasting notes. So there's a couple of rules that you have to remember. Like rule number 1, don't use any digits more than 3 times. So if we're going to write a number, we cannot write more than what? 3 times. So let's say we have our Roman numeral 1 here. We have 1. We have 2. Now we have 3. That's our 3. But if we want to go to 4, how do we write that? Well, we're not just going to write another one right here. That would be incorrect. You don't do that. No, no, no. This is how you would write it properly. Let's go on to rule number 2. Sorry, face recognition. When a digit of lower value is written to the right or after a digit of higher value, the values of all the digits are added. Okay? So that's so the values can go higher. Ready? So we're going to go with I and then V. So that would be our 1 and 5 put together. So 5 minus 1 gives us 4. So that's why they write the 4. Okay? Now, rule number 3, when a digit of lower value is written to the left or the digit before a digit or higher value, then the value of the lower digit is subtracted from the value of the digit of higher value. Which is what I just said. And you just seen that happen there. So when the digit is going to be lower, we go down. If the digit is going to be higher than 5, so let's say 6, it's going to go up. Notice how the 5 is in the middle. Just like me and like the middle child. You just get looked past, right? They always look at the younger one or the older one. But you're just nougat. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. So, rule number 4. When going above 10 or multiples of 10, you utilize the 1 or other digits, okay? So, let's explain that. Let me use a whole other color for this. So, let's say we're going to go with, we have the number 10. What is our 10? X, as you guys can see. Okay, sorry. I'm not known for my handwriting. But now, this is 10. Now, let's make this 11. How will we go about doing that? We'll just add our 1 right there, or our I. So now that makes it 11. Kind of connected those a little bit. Okay? So that's our 10 and our 11, so on and so forth. All right? And now, coming to our next rule is going to be 5. So now, let's go from here, let's add values, okay? So when we do this and make them bigger numbers, we're going to go, if a horizontal line is drawn over the symbol or digit of Roman numerals, then the value of the numerals become 1,000 times. So, some of you guys are like, what does that mean? because I know that's how I said it, and that's what I was thinking. So let me show you. Let's take the value of x and v. So x and v. Actually, let me erase all of this first. X and v, right? So we have x, which is our value for 10, and v, which is our value for 5. But if you put those together, that would equal 15, correct? Correct. I know, this is math, and you guys are smart like that. But now we're going to take up the value. So if we add the line above it, like this here, that 15 will now become, oops, sorry, I didn't give myself enough space. Let me rewrite that, smaller zeros. That 15 will now become 15,000. Wait a second. What do we have here? What did I absolutely write? Automatically. Funny thing you should ask. That's where the Indo system comes in, the Indo-Arabic system comes into play. Our Indo-Arabic system is the reason why we have the value of the decimals being added to our system, okay? Because without that, this would just be here, looking like that. But now, we use the commas and decimal points, okay? So with that having said here, with them adding that, we'd have 1, without it, this is your 1,000, but when we add the Indo system, we have, this is our 1,000. Or let's add a few more zeros, and let's make that 1 million, okay? And that's just off of being able to do this here. But wait, they also did some more. So how will we be able to get these different values? Well, let's do another shorthand way. So we now have 10, but we have one more extra thing up here. What will we add up there? Our exponent, right? So what would be 10 to the 2? 10 to the second would be what? Anybody? Anybody? Cameraman, what would be 10 to the second? What would that look like mathematically?
100.
100. I love the deep voice. Didn't know you had that in you, sir. Exactly. Well, you may be asking, how do we get 100? Let me show you. We got our 100 by breaking it down like this. 10 times 10, which is also equal to 10 to the power of 2. We can thank our Indo-Arabic brothers for that. Now, I'm going to challenge you. I gave you a whole lot of information, and you guys are probably already bored from watching a bunch of other videos and listening to my monotone sound voice. I get it, and my cat spitting. Sorry, I know it's kind of gross. Let's write a number, okay? So let's say we have the number, let's do 1995. Why? I don't know. I just want to. No, I wasn't born then. I'm a lot older than that, but hey, we're not here to talk about my age. We're here to talk about these digits. All right, so how will we write 1995 in Roman numerals? Because we're going back to Roman numerals. 1995 would be written like this here. M, C, M, X, C, V. Now, looking at our grid over here, what is the M? That's 1,000. Now, you see the C, you see that says 100. But then the M again, which is 1,000. Well, why would we do that? Well, funny thing you should ask. 1,000, but we need to make the 900. So we did the 1,000 minus 100. which now gives you 900, okay? Or yes, I hope I said that right. Now we have the x, so we have 1,900. Now we have the x, which is a 10. The c, which represents what? The 100. But since the x in front of the c, we're taking away 10. So that x and c now becomes 90. So we have 1,990, and then the v represents the 5. Okay? So again, that right here, my friends, is 1995 written in Roman numerals. But wait, what if we have to not make it a year, but what if we have to make it a quantity of something? And it's 1,995 units of something. Well, what do we have to add in there? Ah, yes, you are right. Our comma. Okay? Now, one more thing. Some of you guys may be like, hey, that was a lot of information. You're right. That was a lot of talking for me. But I will say this. All of this matters in everyday life, and I just realized something. My tattoo is the V for 5, because I'm number 5 out of 9 of my siblings. So like I said, it's a part of our everyday life in one way, shape, or form. Again, my name is Anthony Gooch. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation on Roman numerals and the Indo-Arabic system. Thank you.